Welcome back to the MANN channel. All right, I'm back down at the shop, and as you can see, I've got a U-Haul trailer, and I've got a bunch of stuff in the back of the truck. This is basically kind of our unofficial move-in weekend. So basically, we've got a bunch of furniture, mattresses, all inside the back of my truck in the U-Haul. And I've got a buddy that's gonna show up in about an hour, I think. And then my wife and daughter will be here in a couple hours as well to stay the weekend with me. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna move all this stuff in with my friend. And that'll probably take an hour or two. And then I'll continue working on, I think I'm gonna work on countertops this weekend. So you can see I've got 3 countertop pieces right there. I would like to get at least the upstairs bathroom countertop done. And honestly, I'd like to get all the countertops done. I think possibly I might not get done just because it might take a little time to get the sealant on it before I fully secure it down. But I think I can get it mostly done. And there's just a lot of little stuff to do. I brought down some more plates for the data cables. I brought down the plugs for the tub. Just little stuff like that. I need to hook up, if I get the countertops on, I need to hook up the supplies to the sinks, so just stuff like that. And even if I run out of stuff to do, I can start hanging the interior doors. I'm hoping next weekend, I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. I need to think this through, but I think because we're only 2 weekends away from Memorial Day right now when I'm filming this, maybe next week I might try to bring the boat down, because what I want to figure out is I want to decide, I'm not entirely sure if when I pull out of this with the boat, which is almost a 30-foot trailer, if I'll make the corner of the deck right there, and that's what that is. This is my little layout for concrete. The deck will be straight above that though, so I'd like to just basically pull out with the boat and do a turn and just see where the trailer goes. If it fully clears that, then I'm good to pour concrete at those corners, and then I can start working on the deck. If for some reason if it looks like it's going to hit the corner, then what I could do is I could just 45 this corner to give myself some more space. So I just want to check that out before I pour any concrete. That's kind of why I've held off on doing that yet. You can see I've got some concrete here. I'll need to bring some more down based on how I'm going to do it. I want all this right here to be concrete, kind of like a patio. But I plan on just doing the 2 corners first. You can see they're deeper there because I'm going to put posts on it. And then I'll probably do it in 9 pieces, just so that way I can handle it all myself. It would look nicer if it was one big pour, but I think it'll be kind of a little nice little pattern just to have 9 pieces, and then I can just do one here and there, no big deal. Each weekend we're down here, so I'll just do these 2 corners first, and then maybe I'll do maybe this side or something. Maybe I'll do this one in 2 pieces. I'm not sure, just so we have a good step out. I also want to add a corner to the into that sidewalk there to meet up with this at some point. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna get a mixer, and then I can just kind of do those one at a time, 1 or 2 at a time, something like that. So anyways, I think until my buddy shows up, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. That way I can pull this in, and then I can have the back of the trailer right here, and then we're done unloading the trailer, I can then pull it back further. And I think we're actually going to start with the washer and dryer, because those go upstairs. I have a dolly, but I know I'm going to need a little bit of help with that. So yeah, I might just go throw those data panels on and the drains or something like that as well while I'm waiting. And maybe just get set up to do other stuff. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. All right, I don't know if you could tell in the time lapse, but I've cut 2 countertops now for the upstairs sink, and didn't work out so good. Not very happy about it, pretty frustrated, because I basically wasted a whole $250 piece of butcher block. There's 2 things happening. First of all, I think my original dimensions on the inside of the sink are just a little too close to the edge. So then when I have a little bit of an error with the saw, it goes outside the sink too far. That, and the second problem is the jigsaw and the way that I'm using the skill saw to plunge in. You know, I've kind of been doing a mixture of both. And they both kind of are not working well. I'm trying to, you can see on this one, you know, I tried to round the edges. This is a decent one. The rest, that's just a corner. This one really got screwed up. That one, not so great. So that was my first attempt. Then I decided, okay, I'm gonna cut it from the top and I'm gonna plunge the skill saw in each side. Thought that was going well, but basically, you know, one thing that happened is it kind of skipped out and chunked this out, and I thought the rounding parts were going good because I made them bigger so that way I could turn it with the jigsaw better, but these 2 dipped outward kind of. Also, I put it on over the sink on top of the cabinet, and this spot was good, this spot was good, this spot was good, but this dipped out, this barely dipped out, almost this whole edge was not good. So I made marks. I'm going to use this to kind of template it, to do it again. But this time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my straight piece right here, and you probably saw I was clamping this on to do the straight cuts on this edge, back edge, which works really good. And if I remember to put tape over where, you know, clamp this on at the right measurement, and then remember to put tape on it and cut across the tape, it doesn't mess up the edge. That works really good. I think I'm going to do that same sort of thing to plunge the skill saw. You know, clamp it on the right distance. It'll take a little more time, but you know, I've got basically one more piece, and I thought I was going to have enough left to have a little extra countertop. I'll show you what we're going to do here. So you can see I've got a piece up here right now. Probably saw that earlier. So I got to cut out a piece for over there, and I got to cut out a piece for over there. I will have to cut this sink out. Not quite as worried about this sink because, you know, I can take a measurement here. I can do a straight line back, and then back here I can put that straight edge on, do it straight. I decided that I'm going to use the router to do the corners. It'll take a little more time, but I think it'll be smoother. That, or I can hole saw it, so I haven't quite decided that yet. But now, so what I was going to use the extra pieces for, because I thought I'd have a full piece of countertop left, was I want to put some supports here and have a piece of countertop that folds in and just lays down on this wall. So that way when you need extra countertop, or you need a desk, or you need a couple more places to eat, you can just fold that out. And otherwise, when it's not being used, I think this is where the recliner might go. The other thing is you can see we've got the couch in here right now. I don't know if this is the final couch, but it gives you an idea of space. We want to do some sort of island that doubles as a kitchen table. And I thought, I would just take, you know, a 4-foot-ish piece of this, maybe a little less, that I have left over, and just put some legs on it. And we get some stools that you could push under the island / table. That way you can use it as an island when you're not using it as a kitchen table, and then just pull the chairs out to use it as a kitchen table. That, and you can move it around. You know, like we could put it over to that wall if we wanted to. We could put it this way if we wanted to, or we could put it this way. But anyways, I now won't have any extra pieces for this or the table. You know, I'll have to either buy some more or buy a table already built, and you can buy the countertop that folds in. You can buy that all as one piece as opposed to just buying the brackets and putting the countertop on top of it. So I'll have to do something different there. Basically, like I said, I wasted $250, which really sucks. But it's a learning lesson. I'm gonna just continue on here and try again, and really hope that this next attempt works out. Let's see if I can avoid screwing up like 5 times because that's about how many countertop pieces there are. So here we go. All right, so I had to take a break from doing these countertops. It's new to me, so I'm learning, and it's been a frustrating day. As you saw earlier, when I screwed up twice on doing the upstairs countertop for the bathroom sink. But luckily you saw that I was able to do a pretty decent job on the downstairs bathroom. And this piece right here is the little piece that goes in between the fridge and the oven. So it's done too. These are basically just drying. Once they're dry, I can go ahead and mount those. So I'm hoping I'll have that fully mounted and have the sink hooked up and functional tomorrow before I leave. We'll see, because I'll just have to basically put some construction adhesive and then caulking on the top of the sink, put that down, and I'll put some screws in from below, and then I need to drill my hole for my faucet and then hook up the supplies, and hopefully that all goes well. What I didn't show you, because I kind of took a break and then I came back and worked on some other stuff, which actually you might have seen some of this. I can't remember what all I showed, but you know, here's the big countertop piece. You know, the kitchen sink is somewhere in here. Haven't cut that out yet. I think I'll do okay on that based on how the downstairs bathroom sink went, because I can set up that straight edge and do those cuts pretty well. I decided to use my hole driller to do the corners, and that seemed to work pretty well. And then I was able to basically sand off any of the rough edges. One of the things that frustrated me towards the end is I connected this here, and as you can see, there's a bunch of glue and stuff. I probably should have thrown glue on, then put it together, because I had it clamped together and it was nice and straight. So I should have probably put glue on, then clamped it together, then drilled screw holes, then put screws in. But I decided to drill the screw holes and then put screws in and then take it apart, put glue, try to put it back together. I found that I had screwed through the top here, here, and here. But I was able to repair those decently with the glue and change the direction of the screw. But then when I went to put glue on it and put it back together, I could not get it to go together nicely. So I probably should have gone the route of getting the bolts, doing a routering out, you know, a place where I can put a bolt in and locking that and tightening the bolts down. So what I ended up doing, because there was a bit of a gap here, is you can see I put glue on, but I also kind of mixed it with some sawdust so that way I could sand it down. So then I've done that here. I mean, I'm not totally done, and this is definitely not looking perfect. It looks okay, but yeah, I think I'm gonna get it a little bit better than this, and that's gonna be it. And I'm gonna have to do a lot of sanding here because the edge is up just a little bit right here. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm gonna have to sand this for quite some time, and this has only been drying for like 3 hours right now, so it really needs a lot more time to dry, and then I can sand it. I've been scraping it a little bit too, where I can. It probably would help if I had a planer to get some of this down, but anyways, I think I'll get it to a finished result, just not a perfect result, unfortunately. And then I will cut my sinkhole out and hopefully not screw that up. One of the things I'm worried about is that it's gonna cut out and it's gonna leave this small chunk back here, and then I'm gonna have to lift this whole thing and take it in there and set it on the cabinets. I'm a little worried it's gonna break, so I'm a little concerned about that. But the idea is to get the sinkhole cut out, then get it oiled and sealed like I've done with those down there, and then take it in there and set it. And then I still have to do another one of these, but cut out the sinkhole correctly. Still not happy about how that worked out. I have one chunk left that I can do that with. That's what this guy right here is. So hoping I don't mess this one up. I think I kind of got it figured out with that guy, but it really took a ton of time to do it compared to what I thought it was going to take. And we did a lot of sanding on that too, because you know the saw blade kind of made some rough cuts and stuff. In the end, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I just hope hope it doesn't get screwed up when I go to put the faucet hole in it. Anyways, I'll show you some stuff inside. We got all the furniture in. Haven't really done much in here. My wife is doing some cleaning. I'll show you what she did today. It really makes it look like a home now. So you see Wakely's on her new bunk bed, and you know I don't think this is the final situation, but
I really like my bunk bed.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, you do. We got the washer and dryer in here, but I still got to put the bracket on to keep them connected. And then I'll get those in there, and I want to do the trim around it too. We go in here. I got my TV set up. Say hi, Carly. Got my TV set up. And there's Wakely. And then you can see we've got our bed set up for tonight. I'm happy about sleeping on this instead of an air mattress. So, you got something to say?
I like this bed.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go to sleep and then do some more work tomorrow. So, see you then.
Yeah!
All right, look at that. First, fully functioning sink. And it's got some pressure. Nice. All right, getting pretty close to done here. It's almost 3 o'clock. I need to leave here 3:30, no later than 4, because I got to get the U-Haul trailer back. Hoping to get it back before they close. So I want to leave here just after 3. But I could get it back at 6 if I had to, because that's the technical time, and I could do a drop off online, I guess. Anyways, you saw me put the second coat on this. I am going to pack up, get everything in my truck, ready to go. And then I'm gonna go quickly throw a third coat on this. And that way, when I get back next week, I should be able to go ahead and throw this on. And hopefully I did not test this after I cut it out. But I think I did pretty good on my measurements. I measured many times. So then I'll be able to come back and actually mount this for good, and then hook up all the sink connections, just like I did in the bathroom. I'll put construction glue on the edges of the cabinets, and I'll put caulking on top of the sink. And then wherever I can, I will put screws up through. I know there's a few places where I can do that, so kind of in those corner spots. That way it just kind of keeps it in place, even though the construction glue and the weight of it will probably keep it in place, but you want to just be extra sure. I just have that on with construction glue because there's no way to, it's not really a good way to get a screw up in there. I might put a screw in it next week, who knows, screw or two. So if I can reach my arm up in there and get a screw in. And you just saw me basically drawing out the upstairs sink. So I'm not gonna cut that today. I'm gonna do that next week. Yeah, anyways, I should be able to hopefully finish up the sinks the countertops and the sinks all together next week. And hopefully I'll be able to hook up the dishwasher next week as well. Just basically get that all done, and maybe I'll even have time to put the microwave up. I got it in the box right here. But you know, I'm doing all right. I think one of the things I'm going to try to knock out next week as well, we'll see, is you saw me working on the form kind of for the patio. And really I just need the two corners to be poured. So I'm going to bring some extra concrete, and I'm going to try to make some squares and try to pour just those corners. And I might just even do, you know, small squares. That way it just doesn't take me forever. But we'll see. I'll think about that some more. I was thinking about bringing my boat down next week. That'll kind of help determine that, because before I pour that, I want to make sure that I can make the turn with my boat. Because if I need more room, I could always 45 that edge. But based on how it went when I pulled the trailer in this way, I think I'll be all right, but I just want to make sure. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pack up, and then I'm going to come back and do one more coat. You'll see that. But that's it for this video. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts on this video or ideas for future videos, please leave those in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click on that notifications bell so you can be notified of my future videos. I'll see you next week.